Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. That's right. We are live here at the U of I Fire Institute in Champaign, getting a little bit of a chemistry lesson, learning about the different types of fires. And I believe a gentleman with me this morning here, Jesse Miller, you're going to teach us about grease fires, isn't that correct?
That's right. Well, we talked about the different types of fires and the fire extinguisher you'd use.
Right.
One of the things I wanted to show everybody is why you don't put water on a grease fire. So if you're cooking and you get, the grease catches on fire.
That's probably the most common thing I know when I'm cooking. You think, oh my gosh, a fire, you want to throw water on it, but
right.
That's a big no-no, right?
It's a real bad idea because grease, oil and water don't mix, okay? And the grease is very hot. It's much hotter than the boiling point in water. And what happens here...
So we're going to take a little trip over
so
here?
what we have over here is we got some wax, paraffin wax, which is a petroleum distillate, where it's our simulated grease fire. You want to stand back a little bit. And this is burning, and this is much hotter than the water. And when we put the water on, it's going to turn to steam, and it actually causes the grease, in this case, to atomize and gets much worse.
So this is going to show what happens.
Yeah, you're going to see a little fireball here. Okay. All right. Now this is just a little one. Can you imagine if you had a grease fire going on in your
So this only intensifies it then, I guess.
Oh yes, it does. So what you want to do for a grease fire, as long as it's small, go ahead and put a lid over the top of it, or maybe put a towel over the top of it and smother it. Maybe baking soda, if you have some baking soda, that works really well. But never ever put water on it. And of course, if it gets out of hand, call the fire department and let the experts take care of it. And speaking of the fire department, we're here at the Fire Institute.
Yeah,
we got the Champaign Fire Department here. We've got Greg Elliott over here who's been helping us out. Now he's going to light off. We have some magnesium. Now I talked about the other type of the other type of metal or type of fires. The Class Delta fire is a metal fire, and metal fires, magnesium, aluminum. These you can't put out with water. That makes it worse. You can't put out with CO2. That makes, because it uses the oxygen out of both of those things and intensifies it. So about the only thing you can do with a metal fire, and this can be very bright, the only thing you can do with a metal fire is pretty much just put sand over it.
Sand.
They do have some types of fire extinguishers for metal fires, but there's not a lot you can do with it. And see, this is going to, it just pulls the oxygen out of whatever is around. So if we were to use a CO2 fire extinguisher, it would actually get brighter.
Now, what are these common occurrences as far as metal fires?
Well, your car has some magnesium in it. A lot of times the steering column or the steering wheel has magnesium in it. Aluminum is prevalent throughout your car. Your block is made of aluminum. A lot of the fancy wheels that you see out there are made of magnesium and aluminum alloys. And so if they, you have a car fire, they can be very dangerous. So around your house, you don't have a lot of these type of things that are going to catch on fire. Right. But there can be some electronics that have strange metals that will burn and things like that. Of course, the other type of fire that I didn't talk about is a Class Charlie fire or C fire. Yeah.
Okay. How many classes are there?
Four. There's Alpha, Beta, Charlie, and Delta, right?
Alpha, Beta, Charlie, Delta.
That's right. Okay. A, B, C, and D. And Class Charlie fire is an electrical fire. And the only way to get rid of electrical fire is to de-energize it. So you just... if you have something that's arcing and sparking, you want to flip your breaker or de-energize it somehow. And then if there's a fire that happens after that, now it's a Class Alpha or Bravo fire, and you use your fire extinguisher. Of course, we don't really, you don't really want to take care of a fire by yourself. If it's too big, small fires, it's okay. But other than that, you call the fire department. Let them take care of it. Get out of the house. Yeah.
Call the fire department on hand. Any more tips for people? If they happen to have these occurrences in their homes, anything they should make sure they have around? Sand. That's something to have just in case.
Baking soda is good for like grease fires and things like that. Sand, for things. And a good CO2 fire extinguisher in your house is good for a general all-purpose fire extinguisher. Well,
Jesse, thank you so much for your time. This has been rather interesting in showing us how to stay safe and what can happen. We appreciate you being here.